Hello friends, and welcome back to our medieval advent calendar. The Christmas feast is upon us, so it's about time we start preparing some delicacies for the festive table. One of the defining dishes of the Middle Ages is the pâté. Some even say that medieval times have elevated the modest pâté to an art form, filling it with the rarest birds you could hunt and adding expensive spices from the Orient. Both the French and the English dictionaries date the term back to the 12th century, when it described a culinary preparation consisting of minced meat or fish surrounded by dough and baked in the oven. The dough became optional around the 19th century when the pâté became a terrine, with the old version becoming pâté en croûte, pâté with a crust. The oldest version of this staple medieval dish seems to be the one with minced pork. Some even say it dates back to the Roman Empire, and it so happens it was the one I tasted at the troubadour banquet you saw on the 5th day of Advent. It was delicious, so I decided to try out the recipe at home. Most medieval pâté recipes mention a type of short crust pastry, but today I opted, just like the chef of the troubadour banquet, for a ready-made puff pastry, both to save time and to gain flavor. But first, let's make the pork filling. If you don't eat pork, any other minced meat will do, since your cooking is beforehand, so you can adapt the timing. And if you don't eat meat, any vegetarian substitute or some cooked lentils can replace it. I start off with a small shallot, softened for a few minutes in a mix of butter and olive oil. Then I add the spices, an unusual mix for today's palate, but trust me, it will be delicious. Some powdered ginger, nutmeg, a little less cinnamon, and a subtle hint of cloves. The hot oil will bring the spices to life, and then we're ready for the pork. I cook this for 20 minutes, then add a cup of white wine and let it evaporate completely before turning the heat down. My minced pork was already seasoned, like sausage meat, so I won't add any more salt, but if yours is plain, by all means, salt and pepper to taste. I let it cool down completely before mixing in 2 whole eggs, and we're ready to assemble. The medieval design will often be round, like a birthday cake, but I'm trying my hand at the rectangular one, with a little decor as they used to do for the tables of the 12 days of Christmas. A chimney in the middle for the hot air to come out, egg wash, and in the oven at 180 Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, for 30 minutes or until golden. Like any puff pastry, this is delicious warm from the oven, but you could also serve it cold, buffet style, among other delicious preparations. The unique blend of spices brings the Middle Ages back to life and awakens our taste buds to new and exciting culinary adventures. See you tomorrow for a festive ending to our medieval December. Until then, Merry Advent.